Good evening and welcome to IITW Radio. We got a couple seconds for we'll give everybody a chance to get on here. It is 2/13 of 2019. So tonight we have Miss Helen Hayes on here. Before I get her on, Miss Hayes on the thing, I want to talk to you guys about Fort Gates. I got some good news. Matt from Satsuma Produce and his wife Luann donated the rope for the Fort Gates Ferry barge today. So I want to thank them for that. That was kick butt. Thank you, Matt and Luann. That makes a big difference when a barge isn't tied off and it starts taking off down the river. Who else donated? What was the name of the place out in here? You need a plug in?
Plug me in. Plug me in.
Okay. How's that? We've got to set her mic. Give me just a second. How's that for the headphones?
Yeah, a little loud. Can we turn them down just?
A little loud. Is that better?
Yeah, better.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Cool beans. So are we live on Facebook?
Yes.
All right. But yeah, thank you, Matt and Luann, for donating the rope. Matt and Luann own Satsuma Produce, or it's called The Stand. It's right there on 17. They also have one in East Palaca. It's right by the weight station. They have the best produce around. Matter of fact, I just got through eating some of their radishes like I do every night on the show. You guys remember that because one day that's going to be on a quiz to win something. I don't know what it'll win. Also, yeah, you'll win a radish. I'll give you a bag of radishes. Also, what was the name? I didn't bring my card holder in. There's a company out by Hastings that donated the steel for the tug that's out there. So I want to thank them. And that's Mark out there. And I cannot remember for the life of me. But Mark, I will make sure that Friday night when we do the show about that I get it on there. Also, there is a petition going around for Save Fort Gates. Guys and gals, make sure you sign these. These are going to be at stores all over the county starting next Monday. Make sure you sign one of these. Very important so we can take it to Tallahassee, give it to our county officials, slap somebody that's upside the head with it, and make them straighten out. One last thing before we start talking about Rebuild Florida. If you are a convicted felon, as long as you didn't commit murder and you're not a child molester, your rights have been restored. Make sure you get your application to get your voting rights and start voting. You're only going to make a difference if you can vote. And don't sit on your butts and not do it and then bitch and complain later because, well, somebody got in office I didn't like. If you didn't like it, it's your own stinking fault. Okay, I think that's about enough of me whining and bitching for a while. Hello, Joe Ellen. Let's see, Angela, Doug, Jackie, Laura, my sister, Lee Dandridge, Jessica. Lee's on here. Holy crap, 2 nights in a row. Okay, tonight there's a program that's going around. It's called Rebuild Florida. And you guys and gals are going to want to listen to the show. We have Miss Helen Hayes in the studio now. How you doing, Helen?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Where's her applause?
I'm applauding myself.
Yeah. I'll clap for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Thanks,
wait.
Chris. A little louder, please.
We got you the whole audience.
Okay. I brought liquid soap for you. Okay.
For my
Travis,
potty
for
mouth.
your potty mouth.
She told me I have a potty
You're gonna have
mouth.
me unemployed before tomorrow morning.
Okay. If you have a home that was damaged during Hurricane Irma, there's still help for this, right, Miss Hayes?
Yes, there is.
Okay. I think you might have to put the microphone up. You got to put it up.
Okay. Here. Oh,
There you
Yeah.
go. Right
here we go. How we doing?
There you go. If you're talking to the top, you won't be able to hear it.
It's the side.
It's a side one.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Let me.
Okay.
Give me 1 second so I
Okay.
can adjust her mic out.
Oh, okay. Help me.
At least you didn't
Hold
say
up
help
like
Travis,
that.
if you
Okay.
help
Here.
him.
How's that? Good. Okay. All right, Chris. Am I okay over there? Thank
We
you,
had
Chris.
the reason we're having a little bit of push and shove here is because we were at a house earlier
Right.
that has been damaged by Irma, and there's a family that lives there. Miss Helen was nice enough to go out there and drop off some tarps and get the house. Now, that kind of house, excuse me, those radishes make me burp
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm so far over here.
when I have dragon breath. But now, tell him, go ahead and start telling him about Rebuild Florida.
Okay, so Rebuild Florida is a program where you call in, and I think, Chris, do we still have the flyer that I brought before? Do y'all have that by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a program that, what are you doing?
I was turning your camera.
Oh,
She's
okay.
just not centered.
Okay. Am I centered now? Let me get centered here. Okay. This way I don't have to worry about
There
trying to
you are.
focus looking up in there. Okay, because I know that y'all see me. All right. So Chris graciously put up this flyer here. It's called Rebuild Florida, and let's just get the number out real quick. It's 844-833-1010. And it's a program through the Department of Economic Opportunity. And I'm telling you, it's an awesome program for anyone that sustained Hurricane Irma damages. And let me make sure that y'all understand it's Irma damages, not Matthew, not anywhere else. And it's just for the state of Florida. And so this program, it takes a few minutes for you guys to call in and register with a case manager on the phone. And then they will go ahead and send you out an application after that. And then once that application is being processed, they will then send out some construction contractors. They'll come and view your home. And then they'll send out environmental specialists to come out and check the soil on your land. And then if you meet all their requirements, you have an opportunity to either, one, get your home rebuilt, or two, they'll replace your home. That is if you meet all of their requirements.
No, that's on brick and mortar. There,
it doesn't matter, brick and mortar or mobile homes. Now, let's talk about mobile homes for a minute. So if your mobile home is 5 years of age or older, and it sustained $15,000 or more in damages, and you meet their requirements, the DEO will come in through Rebuild Florida, and they will end up taking out your mobile home that's been damaged by the Hurricane Irma, and then they will replace it with a newer one. The same thing for like your brick and mortar homes. If you sustained the same amount of damages, they can come in and rebuild your home from the bottom up. Like now, for example, the residents that we saw before we came on the air, that home, if that person meets the requirements, they could absolutely be eligible for a whole brand new mobile home because it is destroyed.
well, the average roof on a mobile home runs what, $6,000?
Well, it all depends. So, I mean, when we talk about roofs, is it a metal roof? Is it a shingle roof? You know, shingles are more expensive than metal. Are you able to save a portion of that shingle roof and then do a metal overlay? So that all depends. You know, so it can run you anywhere from I've seen them go from $4,000 all the way up to $18,000 for a roof.
Now, let me stop you real quick.
Sure.
If you guys and gals look on the top of the screen, we have set up an email through the IITW radio website and stuff. So if you have questions after this, you can contact Miss Helen. This is her personal email that we've set up for her. I don't go in and look at it, so don't call me up and ask me questions or write in and ask me questions. You go to IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com. If you look, you'll see it. For the ones that are just listening while on the air and not watching us, it's IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com. And you can go on there and send her messages. She will respond back to you. Give her 24 to 48 hours to respond back to you because she's very busy. She's like I am. She's always running around. And then you can ask her questions and stuff. But it's right at the top of the screen.
And, you know, what's really important, too, is let's talk about the deadline. They've extended the deadline, but this is it till March 29th. So remember that, March 29th. You must place your call in. So we've had people that applied a couple weeks ago, and Rebuild is already starting to respond. They're calling folks back, and they're saying, okay, I need more information. So when people say, well, what kind of information are they going to ask for? And it's going to be like your driver's license, social security card. They're going to check to make sure that you have the deed to that property. And then they may ask about your income. And these are just the regular, normal questions that you're going to be asked anytime you reach out to an agency for assistance.
Now, do I understand that they don't really care how much you make?
No.
Or how little you make?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
And also another big question that we've had, and you and I have talked about it, and we talked about it a little bit on the air the other night, is that if you have children, don't freak out, and I probably got 100 calls on this. DCF is not going to come in and snatch your kids up. They understand from what you've told me, Miss Hayes, that they're there to help you, not take your kids away.
Exactly. I mean, it's the same thing like when Matthew and Irma came through. How many people did you see when you rode through the neighborhoods? People were living in tents in their front yards because their homes were totally destroyed. So, DCF isn't going to come by and say, oh, we're just going to take your kids, out of your tent. Kids go camping all the time.
Jessica wrote in and said, got an email saying something about phases and when an application is available.
Okay. So, Chris, can you do me a huge favor and pop that back up for me? Okay. So, what was her name? Jessica?
Yes.
Okay. So, Jessica, I don't know if you can see us or if you're just hearing us, but phase one is going to be the registration process. See how on there it has phase 1 through phase
excuse
8?
me, let me interrupt one time.
Sure.
If you guys and gals are listening on the IITWradio.com, click over to Facebook and go to The Putman Way or IITW Radio on the Putman or on Facebook, or you can go over to YouTube and type in IITW Radio, and you can see what we're talking about on the screen. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries.
That way they can go and see exactly what we're talking about.
It's so
here.
important that we have. That's why we have some of these visual aids so that you'll be able to follow along with us. I can't stress enough how important it is that don't be concerned about some of these other issues. And you can always email me, and if you do have a concern, and I'll call you, I'll write you back, and we can go over it, and then you can make a decision. But also, that's what these folks are here for on Rebuild Florida. When you call that number 1-844-833-1010, the folks that are doing the intakes, they'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you have. I would really direct you to them for all of your questions and your concerns. They don't know who you are when you call. You don't have to give them your name if you just want to ask them some questions. And then get your answers straight from them. Those are the folks that are going to be able to give you a 100% correct answer.
Now, some of the people are saying they couldn't get, when they filled it out online, they haven't gotten return calls back yet. Are they better off to go to the 833 number, the 800 number there?
The 844-833-1010.
And call that number first and then get a registration and then go on and register, or to do the registration online first?
I really can't speak to which way is going to be better. I'm telling everybody to call in. This way, when you call in, then if you have questions, write your questions down so that when you call in and do the intake, then you'll get your answers right then and there. If you sign online, you're going to have like a 3 to 7 days. How long did it take for you to get a response back after you went online?
It was a week or so.
Okay. And you have to remember the system's starting to get jammed up. So you're going to have to wait until it processes through, versus when you call in, you get your case number right away. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be, taken out of the queue in your place in line. It's just saying that, you're just getting your information quicker right then and there when you're on the phone.
Okay, Martha had a good response here. And hello, Martha. Welcome to the show. She had the same thing we were talking about earlier. This is a conversation that her and I just had a little while ago, Martha. She says we're having to sue the insurance company to pay for repairs for Irma. Would we qualify?
Yes, and you will. And Martha, thanks for bringing that up, because there is an agency. They're called the Three Rivers Legal Services, and Chris is going to do me a big favor and put their number up here for you. If you have an insurance claim, and that's basically, I do a lot of that through the St. John's Housing Partnership.
That's
yes.
If you guys and gals look, that is going to be at the very bottom underneath of our pictures there. You'll see it, Three River Legal Services, 866-256-8091. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, great. So, Martha, call them tomorrow, and that's what they're here for. So I'm going to read something that it's a nonprofit law firm dedicated to the provisions of quality legal assistance to the poor, abused, disabled, and elderly, and provide empowerment through preventative legal education. Three Rivers provides free, and I'm saying free, civil legal assistance to low-income families in 17 counties with 3 offices and a staff of 35, including 21 full-time attorneys. They have offices in Gainesville, Jacksonville, and Lake City. And the number is at the bottom of the screen here, 866-256-8091. Now, then not only will they help you with your insurance, but they also will help with landlord-tenant dispute over repairs, your contractor disputes, and let's say that you had a contractor come out and you thought that he was licensed, insured, and bonded, and then you come to find out that this guy wasn't. Go ahead and contact the Three Rivers Legal Services, and they will definitely be there to go ahead and assist you guys. They'll help you with first-party insurance claims, title and probate issues, and FEMA questions and appeals. So they have been an asset for us here at St. John's Housing Partnership, and also for a lot of our clients here in Putnam County. So Karen Millard, she's more than willing, and her staff, to go ahead and help anybody that calls in that has been having an issue with either their insurance or any of the things that I just mentioned.
Okay. Jackie, I don't want you to think that we're overlooking what you put up. I would like to know, and this is completely separate from what we're talking about. We'll talk about that on Friday night, but she wanted to know who can come together and clean up the poor-looking cemetery on Westover and Krill. Looks like people are dumping trash there. It just looks nasty for our town. If you guys and gals want to comment on that, you can. If not, if you'll be gracious enough, Jackie, to come on Friday night, and we can talk about that on Friday night. Tonight, because the time is short on here, and there's so much to cover on this program to help people get things. It's not that we don't care. I do care about the cemetery, and I saw exactly what you're talking about. But tonight, I'm trying to stay on focus here for this Rebuild Florida, because time's running out on this. It's only going to last till the 29th. And then once the 29th hits, if you try to go back on March 30th, from what I understand, forget about it.
Yeah, it's over.
Forget about it, Dave. It is done. It is over with. You're not going to get FEMA money. You're not going to get your roof fixed, your house replaced, or anything, correct?
Okay, well, we're not going to throw FEMA in there because FEMA is a different agency from Rebuild Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a separate issue.
Well, forget FEMA.
Yeah.
I always get corrected by
You're stirring
women.
up some trouble up over in here now. We're going to have FEMA people listening going, what? Okay. So, that last person that you were talking about, what was her name? Jackie, you said?
Jackie.
Yeah, so Jackie, listen, I'll volunteer to help out. And speaking of volunteers, this is what we need to do. We need to come together as a community. This is what's extremely important here, is that I need you guys to be an extra set of eyes and ears for me. If you're in a neighborhood and you see homes that need tarps, or they are in need of repairs, and they sustain those damages from Hurricane Irma, I really need for you guys to reach out and send me a message. I know y'all probably going to call Travis anyway and blow up his phone, and y'all can do that too. So I don't think he minds, but, we have to go
I don't have the answers.
I know. You'll just say call, email Helen.
We have a couple, and these things are scrolling by so quick. Let's see. It says, does it cover docks as well? Is one of the questions.
The Rebuild Florida? I don't believe so.
Okay.
Okay, but don't take my word for it. But basically, we do have the website. Chris, do we have the website for Rebuild Florida?
And then the other question that came in is, how long does the process take, roughly?
Okay, so I spoke with one of my contacts with the DEO up in Jacksonville, and they can't give a time frame. And here's why. Because each phase, it all depends on, it starts with you, actually. You have the responsibility of, one, calling in, and two, just don't call in and sit back. If you don't have an application within a couple of weeks, take it upon yourself and pick up that phone and call Rebuild Florida back. Call them. Say, what's the status of my case? Where's my application? I didn't receive one. And then they will go ahead and pull you up in the computer. Thank you, Chris. Awesome job. And they'll be able to tell you where you are, in which phase you're at. And so from there, it could take 6 months up to a year, depending on where you're at in line and how fast the process is moving. But but like I said before, it depends on you and your participation in that process. Does that make sense?
It does to me.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Glennis. It says, okay. She said, Jackie said, thank you for your response.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now, we were talking about the different things. Now, you said they have tarps
Okay,
and
so
stuff.
right. So let's talk about tarps. If you need a tarp to protect your roof so that there's no more water pouring in, please contact me at my email address at iitwradiorebuild@gmail.com. Again, it's on the screen. Please call me and we will go ahead and start making arrangements to start getting people's homes tarp, number one. Number two, if you have insurance, and I want to throw this out there, for those folks that have insurance, read your insurance policy. You need to make sure that you understand that you have a responsibility to maintain the integrity of your home. Even if it was destroyed by a hurricane, fire, or whatever, you need to make sure that you get that home tarp so that when the insurance adjuster comes out there, they see that you've taken every preventative measure to keep any further damage from occurring.
So you definitely need the tarps. Now, these tarps are...
tarp at home. Mm-hmm.
Don't call up and ask for a tarp or email her for your boat or for your car, because they're going to, when they come out, if the tarp's not on your house, yeah, somebody's going to be raising Cain, especially me.
Yeah, so that's where our volunteers come in. So I'm really going to be reaching out to the community. Once we start identifying the neighborhoods that are in desperate need of tarps or getting help with applying for Rebuild Florida, then we need to start putting groups together in the different communities. So, like, for Satsuma, I need people to step up. Like they did in Crescent City. They have concerned citizens of South Putnam. Those folks out there are like rock stars. They put a group of people together, and that's why when we went out there, they said, we need help. And we went out there, we did 150 intakes in one day. So those folks some people have already gotten roofs on their homes, the repairs to their homes, but we're depending, since I'm only one person, I need, you, help me to help you is what I'm trying to say to you. So if you need me to help you start coordinating some small groups of volunteers, let's get this thing going, because the quicker that you guys are jumping on board with me, the faster we can start moving this train.
Martha, do you still need, Martha Mann, do you still need tarps? Because we've had to pay for replacement tarps and put them on twice so far.
Right now, Martha, tarps are only going to last you 4 to 6 months, and you are going to have to continue to replace them until you get that final fix on your roof.
Now, the tarps that you're bringing out, that doesn't cost them anything, correct?
No, were donated from FEMA, but I'm just not going to go and just throw tarps out. Okay, so I just want everybody to understand that, because I don't need them to, people selling them on the corner there. I want to make sure that we have folks that are going to come out and get these tarps on these homes that are in desperate need of coverage.
Plus, it'll make them easier to identify when they're coming out to your house. If they pull up,
Right.
They're going to pull up to your house and say, "Oh, I think we're at the right place."
Right, exactly.
Martha said we just replaced last month. Thank you, though. You're welcome.
Well, now, another thing on insurance policies, some of your insurance policies will pay to have your home tarp. That's in your policy. And that's why, Martha, reach out to the legal services, the Three River Legal Services. Reach out to them tomorrow and see what they can do to assist you on that. And because if you have insurance, let them go. That's what you're paying for.
That number's 866-256-8091. We'll keep that number up for a little while.
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, and there's other services that they can help you out with. So there are folks that were renting or people that were in a place and their landlord has refused to fix it. And, I'm not an attorney, so therefore I can't give anybody any legal advice. That's what these folks are there for. So I'd feel more comfortable for you guys to reach out to them and let them answer those questions.
Now, at any time you guys and gals feel like you've missed something, you can always go back and check this out on YouTube. And it does stay on Facebook on the Putman Way and IITW Radio. But with the Putman Way, my partner Tammy, she posts so much stuff, and there's so much stuff going on in Putman County that you might have to scroll down quite a ways before you find it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Facebook kicks videos off. I don't know why, but you can always go back and go to IITW Radio on YouTube, and you can check out the show. You can fast forward to different spots. And we keep these numbers up there all the time. That way you can get to them. Now, at the 29th of March, you try to call these numbers on there, it's not going to do you any good. Well, the legal services might, but the Matter of fact, your email will probably keep up for a little while after the 29th, but it won't do any good. So,
Well, that's not necessarily true because folks can still reach out because they may have FEMA claims. So let's talk a little bit about FEMA and FEMA appeals.
okay.
So if someone filed for FEMA, what happens is once they got that denial from FEMA, they thought, okay, that's it. I give up. There's nothing more. They denied me. There's nothing else that they're going to do. And so where we come in as disaster case managers, we can help you to file for a FEMA appeal. And then what that consists of is what FEMA's going to want is they're going to want like a contractor's estimate. Now, you just can't have your friend like down on the corner or down, your neighbor or somebody say, oh, I'll write you up something. No, it's got to be a licensed contractor. And what we'll do is we'll write a letter up and say, why are we appealing FEMA's decision that you're not eligible, or they're saying the home was safe for you to live in. And you can tell when you walk up to somebody's home, the minute they open up that door, you can tell if there's mold in that house because it has a very pungent smell, and that's another thing is I'm concerned for some folks for their safety, their health and their safety in there. I mean, they don't have any other place to go. So that's why we have to try to step in immediately. Also, folks that had flooding that are in these low flood zones. We have quite a few people whose septic tanks are collapsing because all that water and the weight of that water completely collapsed their septic tanks and then destroyed some people call them drainage fields or leach fields, same difference. And that's something that FEMA will stand up and take notice about. But if we can prove that through like Turner Septic or anyone else in the community that does that type of work, they come out and they say, oh, yes, this is definitely hurricane damage, then we will automatically take that in our letter and send that off to FEMA. And then they will send another FEMA person out to look at the damages. And then you have a better chance of being able to get a FEMA award than to be denied again.
Yeah, Martha said that they paid for the initial tarps, but the two tarps after that they didn't pay for. She said she'll be calling them tomorrow.
Great.
She said it's my 89-year-old aunt that lives in St. John's in Boswick. She said, I've been fighting the insurance company since the beginning. And she said they applied for FEMA and were denied, and they filed an appeal, but FEMA never responded to it, which doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so Martha, here's how FEMA works. If you have insurance, they are going to deny you automatically because you have to exhaust all other means before FEMA will get involved. So that's why they denied you. That's why FEMA's not doing anything for you right now. And they won't do anything for you until after your situation with your insurance agency gets resolved. And then once you get that letter where the insurance says we're no longer paying or we're not going to do this, and that's your proof that you send to FEMA and say, look, my insurance company is refusing to pay, or they only paid out a certain amount of money and it's not covering my damages. Now you have something to send to FEMA for them to look at through the appeals board. They go through a whole complete process, and then they'll look at it and then make a determination for you.
For you guys and gals that are, and there's a lot of questions going on here, so if we don't get to it, you can always email Miss Helen at the IITW Radio Rebuild at gmail.com, because I know there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's touch on the tax thing, because somebody asked that just a second ago.
What tax?
Their property taxes, being current on that, and also you had one of them said you have mentioned. You're welcome, Martha. Martha said thank you, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome,
I don't know if
Martha.
You can see the screen over
No,
on your side.
all I see is like you and I. Don't make me start breaking out in a song. You and I.
We get some crazy comments. That's why I keep it over here.
Oh, I can't get them on my side?
No. I've got
You want to trade places?
all these monitors.
Let's trade. Let me put you in the hot seat over here.
People can't see everything that's going on here, but I have 6 monitors. There's 7 monitors in here. Miss Helen has one she sees in. One night I'll show you guys what the studio looks like, because it's pretty fancy, isn't it, Miss Helen?
It is, but stop throwing darts at my face on that monitor, would you?
But it's the property taxes.
Okay.
We had mentioned before that if they were out of their house during Irma for a while, that their property taxes could probably be, they would get the property taxes back for that month.
Okay,
or
so here's my recommendation to you on that. Please call over there to the property appraiser's office, the tax collector's office, and I don't have that number. Is Chris going to pull out a miracle for me over there and pull up that number for us? Of course he is. He's working on it.
Between him and Marie.
I'm gonna steal him from you because he's awesome. He's
him
like
and,
all over
Marie's the one that takes care of getting all the numbers. She shovels everything. It's like a ping pong match in the studio. She's going and hitting them over to him, and then he's tossing them back. So
it. Yeah, they're awesome.
I can't keep up with it. That's why I just keep facing forward.
I know that's all I'm doing is because I'm like, what? Okay, yes. So in regard to that, go ahead and give them a call and let them go ahead and explain to you what they're saying. But just a short synopsis of this is that if you were in your home during Hurricane Irma and then you were forced to leave, and I think it's they had like 30 days, then you would be eligible for reimbursement of those taxes. I know he's going to pull that information up for us.
Yeah, so if they're out of their home for 30 days.
I believe it's 30 days. But as soon as he pulls it up, we want to be right on the money. We don't want to give anybody any false information. So there it is. There's your number.
Yeah, call over there and talk to him at 386-329-0282.
That's for Palaka?
386-329-0282. I believe it's Palaka's
That's
386
Palaca.
number.
Yes.
Yeah, Palaka, Florida.
That's
Or you can walk in their office
Right.
at 312 Oak Street in Palaka, Florida. 312 Oak Street in Palaka, Florida. That's in the Hitchcock Shopping Center.
no, that's an Interlock.
Wait, that's in
Okay.
Interlaken.
Interlocking
Okay.
is one
No, Interlocken's 386-329-0282 in the Hitchcock's Plaza. But if you call the main number, they'll be able to give you the information.
Yeah, and they can tell you, don't go in there raising Cain, though.
No,
because
don't
if you
do that.
They're going to call the cops on you. It's going to be real sweet and ask them, I was out of my home for 30 days or however long you were out.
Mm-hmm.
And then just say, hey, do I get credit back on my property taxes?
Yeah, just ask them about the program, about being displaced from your home.
Oh,
due to
hell
Hurricane
no.
Irma.
I got to stop you right here for a second. Why do you do this, Jessica? They're as bad as Tammy.
What
She
happened?
said, making peach cobbler, so I'm in and out. You guys know that peach cobbler is my favorite. and also pecan pie. So don't be teasing me unless you're going to drop one of those off at this studio, and we will eat it on the air. And trust me, I'll do the peach cobbler master. I'll give you credit, and I'll have it dangling off of my goatee.
Oh, good Lord.
I'd pretty much kick a 5-year-old for a peach cobbler right now.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
He's not lying.
Are we taking a vote
not
to
lying.
replace him tonight? I don't know. How many radishes did you eat before you came on here?
Not enough because I'm not
Well,
burping
I'm
yet.
telling you, I think you I think you're ODing on them radishes over there. Got on your brain.
We had a question a while back from Jessica.
I can barely
mm-hmm.
hear you.
Does that cover the power poles that are leaning? She said since Irma, she's had a power pole leaning, and they were wondering who was responsible for that.
Okay, so power poles are generally on your own property, okay? And so, like, I live out in the country, so I'm responsible for maintaining my power pole, the pole itself. But whether you have FPL or what's the other electric company? Clay Electric. They're responsible for, the box, the transformer, the wires going from that pole into your house. But yes, FEMA will help with that. Rebuild Florida will take a look at that. And if you have an emergency, we just had a client that had that exact same issue. So there was an agency that, because it was an emergency, they stepped in and they're going to go ahead and help that gentleman out.
One of the other questions is, and what we saw this evening at the house that you and I went and looked at,
Yeah,
was
no names.
that, no, I don't give any
Okay,
names
good,
ever.
because there's confidentiality. So we
Yeah,
use no
I never
names.
give any names.
Okay.
Tony. No, that's not Tony.
What? Oh
Tony
my
the
God!
tiger.
You know, I'll tell you what. Okay, for everybody listening, if I don't have a job in the morning because of Travis's nonsense,
You have to have a
y'all
special
hook
license.
me
to-
up,
to
please.
There's no
use
Tony.
Travis.
The only reason I said Tony is because
There is no Tony.
when I went to
No,
the
it is.
grocery store last night, I actually reached over and grabbed a box of chocolate Tony the Tiger cornflakes.
Yeah, he did.
Did you really?
Yeah, normally I would just put chocolate syrup on the top, but I'm
He was
I'm
heading out
gonna
of the
try
store
'em.
and he stepped backwards 2 steps, grabbed it and hauled butt like a
We
little
can't
kid.
take
Yeah.
him anywhere, can we?
Somebody wrote about trees. Now that was one of the things that we ran into this evening on a house that you and I went and looked at.
Right.
That I took you over to. If a tree, say they get their thing replaced, and their mobile home replaced or their house redone, and there's trees leaning over the house, and it still poses a danger to the property. Is FEMA going to help out?
Well,
or
it's
not
not
FEMA?
FEMA.
Not FEMA. I'm sorry.
Rebuild Florida. Yeah, so they're going to make sure that the area around your home, whether it's a mobile home or brick and mortar, is going to be free and clear of debris. I mean, it really doesn't make sense for them to roll something brand new underneath trees that are getting ready to fall on top of your brand new property. So I'm sure that they'll be taking precautionary measures.
Once somebody asked about if the tarps come with cables or straps,
They
or
have strings with them. They've got the string that comes with the tarp, so you'll be able to do that. So here's the key on when you're tarping your home. If you know what you're doing, you'll know that not only just by using the strings, but you want to get some wood, and then you want to roll that tarp and then nail it into your roof. So you don't want to be like going up there putting a bunch of nails up in there where you're now exposing your roof to more damage and weakening the roof that you have. So when we go there with our volunteers, let's take a look at it. Let's make sure. I mean, if you have a hole, several holes on the roof, we don't want to be like nailing anything next to that. It's not going to hold. So we're going to use that string. If we have to use some type of bungee cords to like make sure it stays down nice and tight, because if you don't, then a wind's going to come up underneath it, and then it's just going to blow it right off or shift it to one side.
I'll tell you what works good. Years ago, I did work for FEMA, and one of the things that we had to do for a quick fix, and then this is, you guys get damaged now, or whether it's from Irma, what we did was we went to the recycling places, like what's a recycling company out here? Not Georgia Pacific.
You're like, really?
No, our trash company.
Waste Pro.
Waste Pro.
Okay.
We went to places like Waste Pro, and we would get
Get it,
plastic.
girl.
They would give us plastic bottles or plastic gallon jugs, and we would fill those up with water or sand,
Sand would be better, not water.
and we would fill them up and then tie them to the strings
Oh,
because you could
that's
use
an
the
awesome
handle.
idea.
And then you tie them to the tarp, tie the 1 gallon jug down here, and then it would hold the tarp down and keep it in place.
As long as it's not near a window where a wind comes through, and then that whole thing.
Well, what we
busts out
did
your
was
window.
we set the jug on the ground, and then we would take the string and run it down through there and just tie
Okay.
half inch onto that, and it stayed at ground level.
Well, that may work.
And it kept the tarps nice and snug. Of course, if that was just a quick fix, though. So that's something else you guys can try, because I've seen people get up there with nails and fall through the roofs and stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We just got to be like really careful. I mean, you can take that and like throw it to the next person on the other side and pull from that.
Glennis said she's too far to bring me a peach cobbler, but she has the flu. If you have the flu, do not deliver me a peach cobbler.
Yeah, really.
We're good.
Don't bring me your cooties, please. Just leave them there.
Uh-oh, cooties.
Cooties, no
Don't
cooties.
get me started.
Please.
I'll get
All
thrown
right,
off
I
the
need
air.
to take a drink of something here, so I hope. Excuse me.
We have beer.
No.
Oh my God, I don't know if I'll ever be coming back over here. You'd like, oh my Lord.
I don't drink beer. Let's put her up there so everybody can see her drink. There you go.
Yeah,
Keep me off
I
the
just,
air.
No, I disguised it in my water.
He's just wrong.
And then
Yeah.
he nails me
Yeah,
drinking a
what's
Mountain
in your
Dew.
Mountain Dew?
Nothing. Unfortunately, I don't drink, so I don't have an excuse. I probably should drink so people
Okay.
would think.
That's your story. We're gonna let you tell it. You got me going
Okay.
now. See there, you're gonna get me in all kinds of trouble.
We have a new question.
Skidmore wrote in and said, "Hi, sorry I may have covered this question already, but if FEMA turned you down and you still have down trees, will Rebuild Florida help with the tree removal?"
Okay, so they're not. Rebuild Florida isn't going to come and take away your trees, if that's all that you have. They're there to help you with getting, the repair or the replacement of your home.
Now, can he still file through FEMA?
Did he file through FEMA
to get
before?
I'm not sure. Skidmore, did you file through FEMA before? Oh, it says he's been turned down.
Okay.
I think you can reapply. It's probably like
yeah,
Medicaid.
you can file.
and-
You can file. No, what?
It's probably like Medicaid or Social Security. You have to keep reapplying a couple
Well, you got to
times
file an
before you.
appeal. You have
Okay.
to file an appeal. So
No,
just
it says-
have him Skip, go ahead and send me a message through the IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com.
Skidmore, send her a personal message. Go to IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com. It's right up on top of the screen. And because they have different things, they'll help walk you through a lot of stuff. And Marie just put it up on the thing
Yeah.
there. So if you'll send her a personal message, she can give you steps. And you guys also have attorneys that help out with different things, correct?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And he can also contact Three Rivers Legal Services.
Okay.
They also help out with FEMA appeals as well.
Okay. And there again, Three Rivers does not charge.
It's free. That's why I'm telling you. Where's that number at? Chris, help a girl out here.
There
Yay.
it is. I told you he's good.
He's awesome. That's why he's not going to be with you tomorrow.
You can
Sorry. Take it in with
tomorrow's
me.
his day off, so he's
Oh,
probably
there you
going to
go.
be gaming tomorrow. I think it's what you do. You do a podcast, don't you, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a podcast on Thursdays.
Oh, really?
Skidmore said, okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, Chris does a podcast on Thursdays and the weekends and stuff. They do all that crazy young kids stuff, young people stuff, you know. I'm not into all that. I don't even understand it. This is what I understand. Now, what was the other
Oh,
question?
good Lord,
I
I'm
had?
itching.
What was the other questions I had? Oh, somebody had asked about the smoke detectors. If they cover smoke detectors, if they're destroyed in the homes, and
Yeah, so Rebuild Florida, they're going to come in and do a complete analysis of your home, and they're going to work up a plan for you, and they'll sit down with you and they'll go over everything. So we have up on the website the stages of everything. So if you call them, you can ask them those questions as well. Is that they'll be really happy to go over exactly what they cover and what they're not going to cover. But our focus is to get as many people signed up for Rebuild Florida before March 29th. After the 29th, there's no guarantee that they're going to extend that date. So let me talk a little bit about some information that I found out about Rebuild Florida. And this is why I'm so grateful you have me back on, so I'm able to get the word out, is that when that grant came down, it is like an 80-20. So when people are like, what's 80-20? Well, 80% of that grant is going to go to the folks that have major disaster damages. The 20% is going to be split up amongst all the different counties within the state of Florida. So we don't even know how much of a percentage that we're going to get. And here's the reason why. If we're not identified as a county that needs these resources, they're going to take a larger portion of that 20% and give it to somebody else. Now, there's so many people in Putnam County that are saying, I can't get any help. Why isn't anybody helping me? We're giving you this program now. This is why I'm just like saying so strongly and encouraging everyone, call the number, get registered. Don't let this great opportunity pass you by.
okay. One of our not to change the subject here, but
Change
because
it.
I'm trying to keep up with this stuff. Angie will tell you what Chris's podcast is about on Friday night. He'll go over that stuff. I'll have him on the mic for a couple minutes. Jessica says, I probably should invest in smoke detectors. I have 4 kids and a pitiful old home. Yes, you should.
Aw.
Now, you said there was a program that would help people out that can't afford smoke detectors
Right.
and stuff.
They need to go ahead and send their information to me.
Okay, send her the information. Jessica, you can go to the IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com and send Miss Helen a thing over there, and they'll
Right.
help you get some smoke detectors. And if I don't think you're very old, because you still have 4 kids living at home, so you don't need the ones that vibrate. I want one of those ones that vibrate. I want to put 2 of them on the bed so I don't have to keep going to motels or wasting quarters to get a back massage because I'm not married.
I don't know, but if you don't straighten up, you're going in timeout. That's all I'm telling you right now.
I love her.
Yes.
She said, okay, she'll email you.
I'm
Yeah.
keeping
All
her.
right.
Chris, somebody wants to know what your podcast is about. I told them we'll answer that on Friday night. So make sure you write that down. The other thing, well, let's see. I keep trying to read this stuff out. What was some of my other notes, Marie, that we had? Oh, the elderly. There's a couple of people that had written in. One lady is 82 years old, and you had talked to Miss Debbie.
82 years young.
Yeah, 82 years young. I know 82 doesn't seem as old to me now that I'm approaching 60 real quick. but
He said 60, but
she said, laugh out loud, timeout doesn't work. She said, timeout doesn't work with me.
she can do whatever she
Hello,
wants.
Melba.
At 82, she's earned the right to do whatever.
Melba says, hi, everybody. Elderly people that are afraid that the state's going to come out and remove them out of their homes.
No.
I just want to assure you, guys and gals listening, that, the one thing you need to do is help us get the word out. Not just here, because not everybody, especially our elderly, they don't have computers. A lot of them are dead set against them. Some of them, like my grandparents, used to think that they were of the devil. And then anything getting out there, the government's got their eye on you. Who cares? Maybe they're listening and maybe they'll help us out here. But a lot of the elderly still don't have computers. A lot of them I know don't even have cell phones. But if you know an elderly person that's out there, you need to help get the word out, especially the elderly. But they're not going to, and assure them they're not going to come in and jerk them out and put them in a convalescent home. But
No.
we need to get the word out. And even people that, some of the, Putnam County is the poorest county, obviously, for 6 years in a row in the state of Florida. And a lot of the people in Putnam County still don't have internet. They use their phones. Some of them are out in rural areas today where I was at. I couldn't get signal for nothing down in Georgetown. And there's a lot of
Oh,
destruction down
yeah.
there
You
still.
lose it quick going down that road.
So if you guys and gals know people that, don't know about this program, you need to help us get the word out and let them know that this program exists and it's only till the 29th.
All you need to do is write down the phone number. You don't have to know all the information. If you write down the phone numbers or Miss Helen's email, we can get the information out to them. Just, all you got to do is share it. Say, hey, we know a way to help you guys. All you got to do is contact these people.
Right. Just
So-
call. You're right.
So
Just
we don't have
call.
to know the information.
Mhm.
You don't have to have the answers, and just give the information out and they can do it from there.
Yeah, Jessica
So-
made a good
Right.
point here. That some of the people that are going out to the soup kitchen out there, if we could get a flyer over to them and post it at a flyer out at the soup kitchen in Interlochen, because
Yeah.
a lot of those people, that go there, not all of them are homeless, and some of them just don't have enough money to.
So does Jessica live in Interlochen?
And I believe Jessica is the.
What? Jessica? All right, Jessica,
They put him in timeout.
oh, yay, yay. Now, where's the applause button for that one? Can I get a whoop, whoop? There you go.
have been
That was funny.
have been crunched into timeout. But yeah, even putting it up at flyers like that, I didn't even think about that. A couple of the, like one of the ladies that I met out there last time, she's a nursing school. She
Uh-huh.
can't afford internet. She can't really afford cell phones.
Right.
And she's putting herself through nursing school, but she's not giving up her kids. And she goes over to the soup kitchen to eat once a day because that's
Oh.
all she can afford.
Right.
And I know her house has, I believe it has some damage on it. All these guys and gals are laughing their butts off. You guys just did this. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I get to come
Look at all
back
the
on
hearts
now.
bubbling up.
I get to come back on, so I'm earning my place here now.
So,
Yeah, so Jessica, I'm going to interrupt him for a minute since he's in timeout. That means he can't speak for a second here. There we
There
go.
I go. See, now you got the
So,
stage.
There you go. It's all about me.
I'll sit back and smoke a cigarette and drink my mouth.
Go outside. Okay, so Jessica, listen, I passed by there tomorrow morning. I'll drop one off. I did talk to one of my contacts up there with the DEO, and they are printing up flyers as we speak. So they're going to send a bunch of them down. So this is where my volunteers come in. Help me to get the word out. Help me to get these flyers out into the neighborhoods, the grocery stores. I'm going to go ahead. If y'all have connections with the different pizza places and the fast food restaurants where we can kind of shrink them down and then get them, they can get them in their little bags to go. Your churches, reach out to your pastors, your ministers. Let's go ahead and get some flyers out to all the churches. I mean, we have a bunch of them here in Putnam County. Anybody that that has a business, and they'll let us put a flyer up in there. We'll be more than happy to get these flyers to y'all. And maybe, Jessica, you can send me your information to my email, and then let's get together. And then let's go ahead and start coordinating some volunteer groups throughout Putnam County. And so I'm going to challenge y'all, okay? is I need some help. I need y'all to like step up to the plate now and say, you know what, Miss Helen, I live in Willaca. Some ladies at my church or some of the guys that are down the street over here, we're going to get together. What can we do to help? How can we get the word out? How can we help? Maybe tarping. How can, whatever it is that you need. So that's where we need to start doing this coordination. All right, you're out of time now.
Yeah, you have people saying that they'll help out. Jessica and Melvis
Awesome.
said that she lives in Floor Homes. She said I can put some up in Floor Homes.
Oh, yeah.
And now just because you're not in Putnam County, we have a lot of listeners that are in Jacksonville and South Florida and all
Okay.
over the state of Florida. This is, let me emphasize, this is for the whole state
The
of Florida.
whole state of Florida. It's not just for Putnam County. It's the entire state. And so, and even like with Three Rivers Legal Services, what did they say here? They're covering how many counties? 17 counties. So with that 866-256-8091, call them. See if you're in their county. And if you're not, then they may be able to direct you to another free service somewhere, wherever you're located at. But Rebuild Florida is exactly what it says. They're coming in. They're going to rebuild Florida.
Now, on the website, when I went on there, it does not list Putnam County on the website. But
Right.
Putnam County is on the list,
It
correct?
is. Well, you wouldn't have been able to register.
Okay. Yeah, Putnam County is definitely on the list just because it doesn't say there.
Right.
And when I talk to the people up there, I also understand there's a couple other counties that are on the list. I didn't bother checking out which ones it was because I was more concerned about the residents here in Putnam County. Not that I don't love you guys and gals in the other counties,
Right.
but I have to take care of what's at home first.
Well, the DEO got the list of the damaged counties and the communities from FEMA. So when you filed a FEMA claim, you automatically went into a major database, and that's where they started getting their numbers from. From the DEO through HUD as well. So if there was more damage in Jacksonville than there was in Gainesville, so Jacksonville was going to light up, with all these numbers of all these calls of people that had called FEMA for help. So that's where they got their numbers from. And
Yep.
so apparently, Putnam County there wasn't a lot of folks that called in. And why? It's nobody. Listen, we are not going to place blame on any, and these are my people here in Putnam County, okay? And we're not going to place blame on anyone because of the fact that they didn't understand. So we are not going to fault somebody because they didn't understand the process. And that's what we're here for. We're here to empower them and educate them and to get them into a better place. So,
Well, I think a lot of the residents in Putnam County feel the same way that I do, that we have been pimped, for the lack of a better term. See, I actually had a clean word for it.
yeah, you did.
We've been pimped so much here
I was about to be like,
by the state and by local municipalities that people just don't know that there's these kind of organizations. And even with the stuff that you gave me on the flyers and stuff here, of all the different places there are to get help in Putnam County, a lot of
the
these I
United
didn't
Way
know
flyer.
about.
They're an awesome organization, United Way. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're putting it up here.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, he's got. See, I didn't need to do that. Chris was on it. Chris beat me to it.
You can get put time out in a minute.
I know.
Miss Helen, I think one thing that merely, warmed my heart tonight was there was a family that we went to their house and they were in desperate need. I mean, things were really bad for them. And you were trying to comfort the owner of the home, and you made the comment.
Right. Hold on 1 second. While they're talking over here, if you guys and gals will look at this, Chris has popped the flyer up of the different agencies that you can get help.
But one thing that you said that warmed my heart and really won me was the fact that you were trying to help this homeowner, and he was scared to death about, his family and losing things and how it was going to be. And you said, don't be afraid to reach out for help, because I opened up and I reached out for help. So showing that you were one of us, you were one of those people reaching out for help, just meant a lot to me to see how, you were in that situation, you understood it completely. And seeing, that meant a lot, seeing somebody in that situation, seeing that, you understood, you knew the circumstances, you knew how hard it was for them to reach out for help, and you were willing to do everything you could. And I think a lot of people don't see, they see someone as a higher position and they're thinking, oh, it's just another government official, they don't care. But you really, truly care, and you really are about helping the people. And that's what I want people to understand, is that you're not out here to take anything from them. You're out here to give. So.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
No, we just had a
Have
comment.
some tissues over here, please, because she's like trying to get me all like going now.
We had Jessica written in. She said, "Yeah, I never reported my damages as I didn't want to deal with FEMA. I knew way too many that said they were turned down. All these months later, I regret it."
And it's not too late. Okay, please reach out to me. It's not too late for that. And you can also, like I said, reach out to Three Rivers Legal Services. Either one, we're going to go ahead and take you by the hand and go through this whole process and walk you through it. So don't give up. That's what a lot of people were giving up. Don't do that. Listen, if it means something to you, it should mean much more to me. And I'm going to tell you something. I want to give a shout out to the St. John's Housing Partnership. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Bill Lazar. He's the executive director of St. John's Housing Partnership over there in St. Augustine. He started this company, like over 40 years ago, out of one room, building ramps for people. And this man has got such a kind heart. You call him and he just reaches out and he like gets things moving. And he has had like a great impact in St. Johns County. It's because of him that I'm over here in Putnam County. He's the reason why, and he's the one that deserves all the kudos and for start moving these services over here into our community. But he's the type of person, he doesn't like, he doesn't want to be like put out there. He kind of like likes to work in the background. He's a very humble man, but I just felt that it was important that if you ever see him, to say, "Hey, Bill."
Tell him to come in. We have a voice thing that we can put on him. Nobody will ever know it's him.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about like that commercial when the guy before he jumps over the thing.
Chris, we have that voice
The only person that would be affected would be Marie.
thing. Go ahead and talk.
Hello, y'all.
Nope, it didn't.
I think I do it.
It's not on there.
No, there it is. Now it's on.
Hello, y'all.
Oh, I know you didn't.
Tell them read the thing up there for IITW Radio Rebuild.
Oh, it's not on my screen. So, for more information, email IITW Radio Rebuild at gmail.com.
Oh my gosh, he's going to probably, if he's not watching tonight, he'll be looking at this thing tomorrow. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Thomas. He jumps in the water.
Yeah. I'll hear him because I know when I drive him crazy sometimes.
She said, Jessica said, by the way, if you drive by the soup kitchen, you drive by my house. I'm the one street over.
Okay, well, yeah, I drive by it every day to and from because I live past there myself. So that's my neighborhood.
You guys live way out in the sticks.
I love it out there.
Okay, we're coming
Okay,
up
so
on
just don't, create people that want to stalk me now.
If you guys and gals are listening over on IITWradio.com, the show will be ending there in 1 minute and 6 seconds.
Oh, we are?
So you will have to kick over to Facebook and watch it on IITW
just on
Radio.
the radio. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll extend it a few more minutes. Or
Okay.
to the Putman Way on Facebook. Glenna said that's funny.
What?
We'll have to set you up on the mic next time because we have different voices on there. Put another one on there so she can read the bottom Three Rivers Services.
Unplug your mic.
What'd you unplug your mic for?
It was picking up in her mic. I could hear it when she was talking.
Oh, you could hear me coming through there?
I can hear you.
Okay, well, better me than him.
Back in. I turned it off. You can plug it back in.
It's okay.
Plug it back in because I wanted you to read us Three Rivers Legal Services in the other voice. We have some 200 voices.
We are having fun tonight. This is good.
So you'll have to read it, Travis. It's not on my screen.
Oh, it's not? Okay, I've got it. Go ahead.
There you go.
There it goes.
Are you in?
Put
Yeah.
the other voices on
Okay.
so she can read that, Chris.
Yes, it's not my skin.
Read the Three Rivers Legal Services.
Your drink.
It's Three Rivers Legal Services at 866-256-8901. And where's my peach collar?
8091. Oh, you're fired.
8091.
Raise your hand if he's fired tonight. Okay.
8091.
Yeah, we're raising hands here.
Yeah, I've been slapped in timeout again.
God, there you go. He's my people.
Skidmore said, "Great show. Thanks for the info. Night, 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 night." It's one more show and it's night, night forever. But anyways, do we have anything else we want to go over before
Okay,
people
well,
start
let
running
me
us off
check.
the air?
Well, yeah, right. The FCC's calling. They're on line 2 for you.
Oh,
By
I
the
don't
way.
have to worry about the FCC. I run this out of Europe, so we're good.
Oh, so
Travis.
hey to Europe.
Travis, we have a comment from Miss Martha. Did you get a chance to read that one?
Okay, Martha, she said, "I'm so thankful that you had this on tonight. I don't know what we were going to do for my aunt. Thank you so much."
Oh, it's our pleasure, Martha. Listen, we're out here for everybody here, not just Putnam County. I mean, I'm focusing on Putnam County, but if there's people in other counties, Duval, Alachua, wherever you're at, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We'll get you in touch with the folks that are handling your county. Our goal is to make sure that we get as many people signed up, because they're tracking that. They can see how many people are calling in. They'll see how many people are taking it to the next step. And let me just reiterate this. Don't just call in. You have to follow through with the application process. Otherwise, you're just going to fall off. I mean, you're not going to be in line. So after you call in, make sure that you follow up with Rebuild Florida with your application. Again, I know that Travis hit on for those folks that don't have computers or they don't have, because for one way or another, it doesn't matter. Please reach out to us. That's the importance of having volunteers as well. We will help you get the information filled out, get it submitted, especially for the folks that are disabled, our elderly population. Those folks are going to the tier 1 situation. They're going and helping those folks first, because they're in such of a more dire need for services. That doesn't mean that, like, for instance, when Travis filed for his, that doesn't mean that he goes to the bottom of the pile. That means he's still in, if he was let me just throw out here, he's number 300 that called in, and then there's 299 people in front of him. If there's 150 of those folks that have children or they're disabled or whatever the case may be, they're going to focus on getting those folks pushed through first, and then they're going to work on the other applications falling behind it. So I know some people might say that that's a little unfair, but that's their program. That's their requirements. That's what they're looking at. And so because there's so many people out here, single mothers, families that, they have a lot of children in the home, and we need to make sure that they're safe.
I'm elderly. I need it
Yeah,
before
you
the
are.
little kids do.
You are.
He's
We've
gonna
got.
need
I'm
a cane
joking.
pretty soon.
Yeah, we have a place. We have a place for him.
Yes.
Now,
No worries.
I've got a question. This is one of my friends. I need to know if there's anything. You help a lot of people out with different programs and stuff. Is there anything you can help my friend out with here? Her name is Lee. She was on the show tonight.
Going to kill me. What?
It's his best friend.
That's one of my best friends.
What am I looking at?
This was her
That's
for
my
Halloween
friend
a
Lee.
couple
I
years
feature
ago.
her all the time on the show because
okay. Is
she won't
she-
come on the show. So each week I give out one more number, her phone number. What
Okay.
other number do we have to give out? My
3.
phone. 3. That's the next number for Lee's phone is 3.
Just remember, she's coming looking for you, not me.
Yeah, well, make sure she knows,
I'm the minion. I'm not the boss.
I want to move my car. I don't need my tires to be cut. It's parked next
Yeah,
to
she
his.
got a new chainsaw for Christmas.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Something's happening up over here. I don't know what's going on your iPad there. Yeah, so Lee, just give me time to move my car, please, if you're going after his vehicle. I want to make sure you know it's his.
And she's actually on right now, Travis.
Oh, is she? Oh, God.
Yes.
She's got a chainsaw. She got a chainsaw for her birthday.
Okay, Miss Travis, Miss Jessica just wrote in.
Okay.
She said I registered about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. My husband is a disabled vet. Thank your husband for your service.
Yes,
before
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
go on. And I have 4 kiddos, so
Aw.
this is good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So do a follow-up in just a couple of weeks. Find out where you are in their queue. And when I say that, what I mean by that is where you are as far as in the process. And they'll let you know. When you call back in, they'll identify you. That's why I'm saying when y'all call in, make sure you write down your case number. That might be the identifier that make it quicker for them to access your records. So write it down, keep it in a safe place, and then go ahead and ask them what's going on, and they'll let you know. If they sent out the application, and if you didn't get it and they said, well, it's going to take like a week, 7 to 10 days, please make sure that you follow up with them and say, hey, look, I didn't get my application. And then again, if you need help, reach out to us. We're going to make every effort. Again, I also want to ask for those that want to volunteer their time and help me out here. Please reach out and contact me so that we can go ahead and get the ball rolling. The more people I can get on, to jump on board with me, the faster we're going to be able to reach out to more folks in the community. What in the what?
We've also got some people asking for
my
flyers.
name is Cletus.
Oh, no.
Now, if I don't have a job, can I still get help?
Yes. Oh, Lord, yes.
On my mobile home, if it's a camper and I live in it, well, that's somebody wrote in. If I have a camper, but I live in my camper, will they give me some help, by God?
Okay.
By the way, I love my sister Lee, so that was a legitimate question.
Yeah, Travis had to skip out. Lee said she was going for his throat, so Travis had to skip out. So.
Oh, my God. Oh, okay. So, yeah, usually I'm not at a loss for words and I can like talk through anything, but that kind of like, yeah, that kind of like my breath kind of like went away for a split second there. So as far as campers go, I don't have the answer for that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know. Call Florida Rebuild, 844-833-1010. Chris, can we make a jingle or something? Can I be like?
It said it was
I'll be happy to like do that. Let's do a PSA. And get that going.
She said, "Oh my word!"
Yeah.
It said it was a. They had a fifth wheel, but that's what they live in.
Okay.
And it's actually considered a mobile home because they got it mounted and anchored to the ground.
Oh, it is.
And
It has auger bolts going into the ground.
Yeah, it says it's a.
Oh well,
they're
awesome.
An elderly
Okay.
couple, and it does have a septic tank.
Oh really?
To it.
Okay. Well, listen. Call. What's the number? 844-833-1010. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, it's the number you want to call. And Lee Cletus said to tell you he loves you. We're not going to bring Banana Head in here. We'll save him for another night.
I'm getting myself prepared. I was looking for the seatbelt on my chair, actually, because I knew something was up tonight. Because I knew when I saw you tonight that you were in rare form. So I was like, I need the seatbelt chair. Keep me in my chair here.
Jolie said, I am hoping my application is in the mail. I get to go home tomorrow. Okay, yeah, Jolie, I'm so glad you're getting to go. She's been in a hospital for a while now.
Oh, Jolie.
And she gets to go home. That's kick butt. I'm glad you're finally getting to go home. That's just, she won a t-shirt too, didn't she?
Yes. Jessica also was laughing. She said, my 3-year-old thinks I'm crazy because I'm laughing so hard.
Oh, well, I'm glad
What's
that.
a 3-year-old? We'll get Cletus the banana and on here to say hi to him.
Yeah. We definitely have to, like, in times of struggle
This is
and
a
stuff,
very
lift 'em up.
special show, so you got to be on your toes here. So if you think you're crazy, you should have my job.
Yeah, no, he's up to something over there. He is. We're all watching. I'm trying to like cover up the dead air here while he's.
He's yeah.
Jessica, your 3-year-old there? What's your 3-year-old's name? I mean, you can tell your 3-year-old to get on here and I'll say hi to him, by God.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah. Can you see my banana? It's not a Trump hat. It's not Make America Great Again. It's help the Chiquitas out, by God. Somebody send me a 12-pack of bananas. They said a 3-year-old is just laughing. She don't know why, but okay. Well, I was going to say hi to young whippersnapper, but I guess I ain't going to be on here, so I'm going to get on up out of here, go jump on my donkey and get down the road. So...
Okay, if y'all only saw what we just experienced, listen, you can't unring that bell. I'm sorry, I can't unsee what that. I just can't unsee that. Okay,
I have no idea.
And I've seen some things in my life.
There were
That's something I just can't unsee.
Okay, well, Is there anything we ever need? Yeah, by God.
Oh, so listen, I'll tell you what. I did want to touch on a couple other things. How much
Okay.
time do we have?
As
Chris?
much as
As
need.
long as you want
Chris,
to
how
take
much
it.
time?
Oh, I own the radio station.
Yes, as long as you
Oh,
need.
well, hey now.
And this is fully recorded, so they can always go back and watch it. So.
Oh, Lord, I forgot about that. I hope I didn't say anything incriminating. Yeah, like,
If you
Trust
said
me.
Travis Roberts, you're done. So-
okay.
Trust me,
Uh-oh.
next to
Oh,
me.
now I am on the list. Oh, wait a minute. Chris, what do you do? No, you didn't, Chris. There's
You got time now.
I know. He might say unemployed if you keep that up. Good Lord. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about
You got
oh, my
time now.
stars. Oh, I don't know, but didn't you say
Wait,
that?
you should come in on a Friday night.
All right, I'll do it. But didn't we have a caller that she was supposed to bring lasagna or something? I didn't even eat dinner tonight.
Oh,
I thought y'all were
Miss
going to have
Debbie.
hook me up with something.
Miss Debbie.
Yeah, Miss
she's on
Debbie.
there, too.
Okay, so Travis, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's going to hook me up with a hat. He was, he just like pumped me all up for, and then I came in here. I was like, what? Yeah.
Our hats
The-
still haven't come in.
yeah.
The guy that does all my hats and stuff from Bad Apple Printing
Okay,
got
all
deployed
right.
out to. He was up in North Florida helping. That's Lynn Nicely. He was up in North Florida helping with the hurricane when it went through there.
What, in the
last one that we
Carolinas?
had. Up in North Florida, the one that wiped most of.
What, Michael?
This last one, yeah.
The
Oh,
last
Michael,
one that
yeah.
went through, and then he got deployed out to. Was it New Mexico helping build the wall, or, but doing whatever they were doing.
You
But he's still
know,
deployed.
In St. Johns County, let me reach out to our folks in St. Johns County if we have any listeners over there. So
We have a
for
bunch.
our, do we? Okay, great. So you guys have a program that's called Restore Florida. Putnam County is Rebuild Florida. So they got a separate grant, a separate grant of a certain amount of monies to help out over in St. Johns County. And so you can reach out to the agency over there, and they'll go ahead and take care of you. I know that they're getting ready. We were in we were in the long-term recovery meeting yesterday, and they had some really good information. What I'll do is I'll go through it and then get approval on what I can put out on the radio to go ahead and reach out to some of these folks in these other counties, and we'll get that information to you for those that are in St. Johns County. But through St. John's Housing Partnership, they also have other programs. SJHP, it's a HUD certified housing counseling agency as well. They have a free 2-hour foreclosure prevention education workshop. They have a financial program. I'm reading some notes here while I'm looking down. But we do have other services that we can provide to the folks in Putnam and St. Johns County to help you guys out if you're having issues with something else other than hurricanes. They have weatherization programs. They have a ship program. They have other things that we don't have in Putnam, but they have them over there for St. John. So we're starting to move services our way.
No, is there programs that help people in foreclosure? Is what you were just mentioning.
Right. So they did have a grant last year. It's no longer valid, but they did have a grant. I know shouldn't even say anything about it, but where it came in and they help folks pay their mortgage, up to like 1 year. But what St. John's Housing Partnership has is they have a workshop. So it helps you out. It helps you with foreclosure. And also, when you call Three Rivers Legal Services, see if they have any services that they can help you out with that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Miss Debbie said no food tonight. She just got home from the hospital. Her brother's in the hospital,
Oh,
not doing
Miss
well at all.
Debbie, I'm sorry to hear that.
There's my niece, Selena. How you doing? So now you had mentioned I've got more people talking about the different. Oh wait, I got to do this to Lee real quick because she said midnight chicken. Every time when I get off the air, every time they come over to eat, that's what she really looks like. She's a pretty thing.
Oh, she works on a pharmacy?
Yes, and one of them actually works for Winn-Dixie.
Oh, shout out to Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, Winn-Dixie will give them a plug there.
Yeah, we did for free.
We had a couple other people that had asked about the smoke detectors now.
Okay.
So if you can tell them about the smoke detectors, if they don't
Yeah.
have them in their houses.
Okay, so what I want to make sure that everybody understands is that it's there's an eligibility list for that. So if you'll go ahead and reach out to me to my email at iitwradiorebuild@gmail.com, and then I'll reach out to you and I'll discuss that program a little bit in more detail with you. What we want to avoid is not have a bunch of people then just say, I need one, I need one. If they're with Rebuild Florida, they're going to take care of everything for you at that point.
So they can,
Yes.
Rebuild Florida would take care of them, but if they need smoke detectors and they're not going through Rebuild Florida, there's a program that will
so
help
I
them
want
out.
that. Yeah, I want them to reach out to me, because what we're doing is we went out and did like an area in Crescent City. See here, this is where the volunteers come in as well and start getting these groups together. We're going to start going like in the neighborhoods and start finding out what are the needs of that neighborhood, because we don't have the manpower just to go from house to house to house. We have to set this up so where we have a group of homes. Like that's why I want to reach out to shout out to our volunteer firefighters, where we can give them the information on Rebuild Florida. We can find out if they can help with volunteering and installing the smoke detectors. But I just want to just to be fair with everybody, we don't have the manpower to go out and go to house, so we're just going to start collectively doing groups at a time in neighborhoods.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's not enough hours in the day for me to go from place to place. I mean, I'm from one end of the county to the next.
No, is there places where they can come, like the one lady that wrote in that has small children, and that obviously is living in an older home. Is there places where they can go? Do you know of any organizations or places where she could go pick up a couple smoke detectors?
No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so here's the reason why. They have a number on them, and we have to have folks from the Red Cross. Once they get approved and they go out there, they install them. I don't do it because it's a liability. You don't need me like hammering nails through your walls and hitting a wire and doing whatever. Those folks are trained, and they will come out and they will install them. There's a number on it, and God forbid that you have a fire in your home. Now you're already registered with the Red Cross. So that's why I'm saying I want people to privately go ahead and just reach out to me through my email, and we'll go from there.
That's IITW Radio Rebuild@gmail.com. Again, this is a personal email that we've set up for Miss Helen through the radio station, where she can go and check out your emails as they come in. So give her 24 to 48 hours. Don't be going, well, I called her 10 minutes ago, or I emailed her 10 minutes ago, and she hasn't gotten back with me. She is very busy. I mean, you were in St. Johns County today, or I know the other day when I talked to you, you were in St. Augustine, and then you were over in Interlaken, and you were bouncing around like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, all over the place. But I generally, like at nighttime, don't tell my boss, because, usually the cutoff's 5, but,
Do you drink a lot of Red Bull?
No, I don't drink any Red Bull.
Wings
No.
flying all over the place.
No, that's, I don't know, I think that's my ADHD kicking in. But, yeah, so generally at nighttime when I'm starting to wind down, between 8 and 10, I'll jump on the computer and then start going through the emails and see what's going on, and then respond back to the folks that have left me a message. Now, I know at one point, didn't you say something about you had like 1,200 or 2,000 people that sent messages to your... Yeah, see, we need to really start keeping track of this, because those numbers are so important for us to be able to start getting these resources into our county.
Yes,
those
and
things
we will
are coming
not share them over. When you send them into Travis's private emails, we will not send them over, because we have to protect your information.
Yeah, now if you guys...
law, so you must send them to her.
Yeah, what she's saying,
Yeah, that's
you guys
the
and
issue.
gals, what Marie's saying is that if you send me an email, I'm not going to forward that to Ms. Hayes unless you tell me. I'm not going to do that. I keep everybody's stuff personal, and I keep it confidential. I don't share emails. We do not spam on the Putman Way or IITW Radio. We just don't do it. So if you send me something and you're telling me about a problem, or I can't get in, or I can't get on the website, and I can't, I'm afraid because of children, or I'm elderly, or whatever the case is, I am not going to forward those over there. For one, I don't have enough time. I mean, I'll get 6,000 emails in a freaking day. We have a little over 1 million readers and listeners and stuff. I can't get all those done. Tammy and Marie and all these guys and gals go through and they put everything in bulk for me. the really important ones, they'll get me answer them. Like today, I got a call where Tammy had forwarded over a woman's. There was 3 pit bulls that were eating another dog up,
Oh, good Lord.
Yes.
and the sheriff's
What?
department went out there and took care of the situation. But on different things like that. Oh boy, I was speaking of Tammy. This is my partner, Tammy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tammy hasn't been listening to me, so I got to do that. So there you go, Lee. You wanted me to get Tammy too? I got Tammy. So there you go.
That's funny.
She's going to kill me now.
Is that Tammy that does all the posting?
Yes.
Oh yeah, oh that. She puts in a lot of time.
Yes, she
yeah.
does.
Well, so
She
do
does
you.
it
You're like. I mean,
I'm
does
good.
he like take y'all to dinner at least like once a week or something
Nope.
No,
and
that's
say
what midnight
thank
chicken
you?
is. So.
Look, I'm on
Midnight
a strict
chicken.
diet.
Where is the chicken? I
haven't even started
So that's
cooking
3
it
more
yet.
hours.
I haven't even started cooking
can
yet.
someone change the clock and just like fake him out and let him think it's 12 and
Before I had the heart attacks, I would just swing through McDonald's, grab something quick. Now I got this stinking nitro pills hanging around my neck. I have to eat bland chicken, potatoes. It sucks. My life is hell.
We just had a question. Miss Martha
Okay.
asked, "Is Jacksonville in the Rebuild Florida?"
yes, they are.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So if you go to rebuildflorida.gov, I believe it's .gov. Chris, help me out.
Lee said she loves some Tammy. Okay,
Rebuild. I believe it's rebuildflorida.gov.
it is. I've got it right here.
Okay. There we
One
go. Okay.
There it is.
So rebuildflorida.gov. If you go on that website, they have like a 53-page document in there, and they also have a Q&A that was sent over. I sent it to you, Travis. Did you get that on the Q&A that I got from my
Yes,
contact?
we have that in our email.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
So there is, and that's a lot of good information. So if the people that are listening, if you want to jump on board to their website, either to rebuildflorida.gov or to your website here at IITW, there's a lot of questions and some really good answers that will help everybody out with that.
Pam said, "Hey guys."
Hey, Pam.
Lee said, "No, he puts Bama stickers on out cars that makes us run in public." to
Bam.
get away from it.
Bama. Yeah,
and
roll Tide.
Well, Lee lost a bet with me that Georgia was going to beat Alabama. So our bet was if Alabama lost, I would have Georgia stickers on my car, and I would wear a Georgia hat.
Uh-huh.
If Georgia lost, she had to have Alabama stickers on her car. So I bought 1,000 stickers, and she didn't think I would do it. Well, Georgia lost.
You did not.
Of course. Oh, yeah, I filled up her windshield.
Her whole car,
Oh, yeah, and I kept doing that for
The
the
Bama
last
Got a new car.
the Bama Mobile.
She had to
for,
get a new
for
car.
a year and a half
No,
now.
that glue on that new paint. Oh my!
For a year and a
goodness.
half,
She got
I've
a
been
new car
stickering her
because of-
car.
And what is her name?
Lee.
Lee. Call Three Rivers Legal Services. tell him.
cute.
Tell him. You tell him you had a stalker.
We also had a question. Is Flagler Estates also
Flagler Estates. Yeah,
Yes.
Flagler Estates is St. Johns County.
Brian said,
They have the separate one you said.
No. Oh yeah, they do, but
St.
they
John's
can
County.
still call Rebuild Florida,
Okay.
and then they'll direct them through.
Okay.
Brian said, my attentions were grabbed when you guys spoke about Fort Gates Ferry. So many great memories. I'm hooked now because goodness you speak of us all. Thank you. We'll be talking about that. We've got a show on Friday night just about Fort Gates, Brian. If you'll join in Friday night, I have a whole bunch of lowdown on this stuff. And we're trying to get it opened up. Satsuma Produce donated the rope. I've got another metal company out there that's donated some stuff. I believe Home
that's
Depot is
great.
going to donate the woods to redo the ferry, but we'll get into all that on Friday night.
Yes.
She said, Lee said, they run from me out in public. Why?
They run from who? They run from you?
Yes.
From me.
Okay, well that's
I think the correct
explainable.
question is why not?
Yeah. Oh no, she didn't. All right,
I
Chris.
work here. I get the permission.
I'll
to say
pop the
that.
Cletus
Oh.
teeth in.
Say, Chris, you can't put her in timeout because she's not even up on the screen.
No.
Wait till Cletus walks in the Winn-Dixie and goes, "You got my Prozac."
Oh my gosh.
Okay, is there anything else we need to cover?
Does anybody have any questions for us that we haven't covered that you want to write in real quick? Let's give them about 3-4 minutes here to write in some questions.
Yeah,
for us.
let's do that. So this way, I just want to make sure that we're touching base on everything. But I do want to, just reiterate How can we coordinate this to get some volunteer groups going?
Here's a volunteer now. Lee has helped me out a lot.
Oh, hey,
She
Lee.
has. Lee's
She's telling you to talk to the hand. She
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
wanna
what she was
talk to
saying.
you.
Actually, she said she was going to bitch slap me.
No.
Yeah.
Travis.
Had my potty mouth again.
Oh my gosh. Here, I knew I brought liquid
Do you know
soap
at the
with
end of the
me.
day I tell him he does that? He says, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Yes, you do."
He
"No,
does.
I
It
don't."
just comes
I says,
out.
"You want to watch it?" "No, I don't want to watch
Travis,
it."
I'm gonna lay hands on you. You need Jesus
Oh.
about right now. I'm telling you,
No,
we're gonna.
because we
I'm
were-
about to get up in prayer up in this radio station now.
No, because they needed pills. Or, not pills.
Pills.
So you
We need
you
pills.
may
We
need
need
some.
I need
You may
pills.
need to be medicated, but
No, we
You-
went through McDonald's one day, and
he-
this
he
young
needs Jesus. He does.
I need Jesus in a 12-step
do.
program. I know it. But we went through McDonald's, right? And this young black girl sitting in there, and the sun is blazing in her face. So I told her, I said, they need to get you some sunglasses. And she goes, well, they gave us these little cheap ones. I said, what did I say? They gave you.
The Ronald McDonald cracker.
Oh, I said, yeah. Tell them not to give you those Ronald McDonald cracker ass glasses. Tell
And they're both black, and they looked over at him like,
Tell them to give you the Grimace honky ones.
I'm like doing this in the car.
And then I was checking out
Okay.
my burger going, does this look like spit?
Listen, are we able to cut some of this out? Don't cut my face out of this. Cut me out of this portion of this.
No, we already hit the 7 seconds.
Okay.
The good thing is they're used to him, so it's
Here she goes.
They
Look,
expect
she's
that
sliding
of him.
off the page.
I am. Did you say?
Slides you right off the page.
I'm like,
okay, get her back over there.
Bill, I swear I can't control this. I really can't.
Oh,
Don't
you
hold me
should.
accountable.
You should be in here on Friday nights.
I don't think she wants to.
No, after this, no, I'm going to have to think long and hard. I'm going to be bringing the holy water in with me.
It won't work. Oh, I
Okay,
still won't
When
that's-
is
know.
the
that's what
deadline
I was-
again?
March 29th.
Yeah, you only have till March 29th. If you don't get
Yeah.
in on it by March 29th, this is the extended date already. It was cut off originally, in December?
It was December, and the fact that so many people were like, what? We didn't know anything about this program, that they went ahead and then extended it into March. And that's why I can't stress enough. We've got to come up with a plan. So with anybody that's listening or watching, if you have a plan, if you're a really good organizer, you're my people, okay?
Martha said she
Listen,
would happily
okay,
volunteer.
I'm like this. You're my people. Okay, Putnam County, help me get this organized. Help me start. We can start like Interlochen. I need a group of folks in Interlochen that's going to say, Helen, I'm going to meet up with you. I'm going to give you flyers. Can you get out and go and give them to the churches? Post them up in Interlochen, Flora Home, Bostwick, Barden. We got Hollister, Hawthorne, Palaca, East Palaca, all the way across the bridge. And then we go into Satsuma, Willaca, Crescent City, Georgetown. We need to saturate this county. We need to rise up, okay?
Martha said
Don't make me
she'll-
start singing "Rise Up" because I will. I may not be able to sing that great, but I'm
Martha
about
said
to
she-
get there.
Martha Mann said she would be glad to volunteer.
Oh,
Just
thank you,
contact her,
Martha.
Martha, at the IITW radio rebuild@gmail.com.
Yeah, send me your number.
And then she will contact you back.
Okay.
Or if and I'm not going to give any of you guys and gals, please don't call and ask me for her phone number. I'm not going to give it out. She gets too many phone calls during the day, and she can't get anything done. If you'll contact her by
Right.
email, she'll call you at her leisure. Oh, she's actually in Pomona Park.
Yay.
Martha is.
Yeah, Martha.
Pomona Park got hit pretty bad. I've seen a bunch of houses.
I
that
know.
are-
I've been all over the place. Do you know that, like, when I came over the bridge, as I'm heading out, going towards like Crescent City, what's that bridge? What's the name of that?
Dunn's Creek.
Is it Dunn's Creek?
The new one they're building?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Dunn's
Do
Creek
you know
area.
the traffic and the construction, what it took for me to get through that tonight just to get out here? I mean, it was like 20 minutes just trying to dodge in between those orange cones and everything. But when I'm going over that bridge, I'm looking off to my right as you're going out toward Crescent City. And I'm seeing a neighborhood where I'm looking at I can see people's roofs. I can see that they're damaged.
Yeah.
You know, and because of the fact that I need to get more volunteers to help me out to be able to start canvassing these neighborhoods.
Well,
and
Jessica just
reaching
wrote
out.
in and said, I'm here. I'm
Janessa,
here to
yeah.
help. She'll email as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's people, your next door neighbor. You may hear somebody in the grocery store. take a picture of that phone number, that 844-833-1010. Just say, here, let me help you out. Rebuild Florida. Call them.
And Lee
And-
said, I need baby Jesus.
Travis and I had drove around one day. We were doing another project, but while we were in the neighborhood, we stopped and we were knocking on doors and handing out the phone number
awesome.
and telling them to watch the show, to see what was going on, so that people could get the help they needed.
Yeah,
Bob
the
just
show's
joined in.
awesome, to be able to get the word out. So I really appreciate it.
So we appreciate you.
Jessica says, I'm going to have to play to catch up. My 1-year-old woke up and she didn't want to be awake.
One of those
my
days.
God.
She woke up and
I
didn't
don't-
want to be awake.
No,
Fussy britches.
I don't envy that at all. Bob, you need to call me. I got some information about what you sent me over and wanted me to check into
Yes.
about the towing company. Give me a call. And after the show, and I'll get with you on that. I do have the information from FHP for you, though. 1-year-old. Oh my God! If I had to go back, I told you this before. If I had to go back
Chat.
and raise a 1-year-old, I'd be gay.
Chat. Joy,
I couldn't. I'm too old to be doing. What?
you just can't behave.
I know. If I had to go back and raise my kids again, I'd turn gay. None of them would be born.
He just can't stop himself. At least it's the end of the show, so
It is.
Yeah,
Chris,
everybody's going.
Chris,
Well,
I'm
we
going to
missed
need
our
you
7-second
to. Chris, I'm going to
delay.
need you to edit this part.
we missed our 7-second delay.
Everybody's laughing.
Okay, we need a
No, I'm just
Okay.
joking.
security.
Now. Before
Security.
anybody says anything, where's my Hobbit? My
It's in
Hobbit's
that-
not even in here. Security is gone.
No, I'm like, holla, security.
He's probably in there eating hummus and crackers.
No, we want to thank everybody for coming on air tonight. Feel free to, message Miss Helen at the IITW radio, rebuild@gmail.com if you have any questions or concerns that, you can contact the different companies. We have, Three Rivers.
Yeah,
what was it?
Three Rivers Legal Services.
Three
It's
Rivers
up on
Legal
the screen there
Services.
with the number.
At 866-256-8091. That's 866-256-8091. You can also contact the St. John's Housing Partnership at, I was going to tell them for St. John's County.
Oh, for St. Johns County?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. At sjhp.org for
Right,
people
right.
that are in St. John's County.
Okay.
So,
I was like, girl, I thought you were about to put my number out there. I was
Oh,
like,
no,
no,
girl.
don't
Nope,
do
nope,
that.
nope. That
Not
was
that
for
I don't
St.
want to
John's
talk to
County.
y'all. It's just that my phone, I had to put it in the car because it's still going off. It goes off from morning till night. And I just want to be fair to y'all. It's so much easier to get a hold of me by email because when I'm out and about, I can look at that really quick and respond a lot faster that way.
and
Jessica almost gave me a heart attack, not to cut you guys off, but she says she has a 12, a 9, a 3. And then I thought, and then it says 13 boys and a girl. But I believe that's a 1 and a 3-year-old boy.
No.
And a-
3 boys.
One,
And a girl.
1 and 3 boys. Okay, God. I
and
was
the
about to-
best way to get a hold of, get all this started is to call the actual number. They can help
Right.
you. They're going to be
Joseph.
the best ones to help you with questions and concerns. And the number is going to be 844-833-1010. They'll be able to go over a little bit of information, and they'll ask you, if you want your application mailed or emailed. And that's going to be the best way to get back to you. That's Rebuild Florida.
Right.
Again,
Joseph.
it's 844-833-1010.
We're going to keep talking over him. So hopefully he'll get the
Well,
message.
I got emails scrolling
Okay.
past here real quick.
Okay, you need to cease and desist, sir.
Joseph said Joseph said to tell you that he's going to email you. He can volunteer for the Hollister area. And
awesome.
He knows a few people in need. He will email you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll look for his email. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Hey, Aiden. I know Aiden.
That's a nice name.
Aiden's a cool young man. He's like 14.
Oh, hey, Aiden. What time is it? Should he be up this late? Oh, no, it's only 9
He
o'clock.
sneaks up just to listen to our show.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting corrupted.
Yeah, well, we need Chris to do a better job on cutting his mic off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else do we got to cover? Actually, can you come on another night before we close out?
Are
on
you
the
going to have
29th?
food the next time? I don't care
Yes,
about
I
the hat,
will. I will
but,
get. I will get Miss Debbie to cook us some lasagna.
Well, why are you putting her out there like that?
I'm
Miss
starving.
Debbie's got, issues that she's going to take care of.
I'm starving.
I know. I'm hungry, too. We should have delivery.
McDonald's is
We
closed.
should have like delivery or something.
I
and
wish there was delivery out in this area.
oh, there's no delivery
There's
out
no
here.
delivery anywhere out here. You got to go meet them like 10 miles down the road
What?
to deliver your own food.
kidding
they'll,
me?
they'll,
Oh my
they'll meet you at the gas
gosh.
station, but they won't drive all the way out here.
You have to pipe in
We in the
sunshine out
boonies.
where I live at.
Wow.
Where the studio's at.
We
Okay.
hide.
I have to keep this place hid because
Are
I
you
have to
kidding
move the
with
studio.
him? We hide. We keep this studio hidden from people.
I have to move
I
the
know,
studio
right?
because Lee will find me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my listeners will find me. At some point,
my
somebody's going to
gosh.
get pissed off
We
at
hide.
me.
All right, so
Oh,
we're gonna.
wait. I got a bourbon pecan pie coming. Hello. Let me get Cletus back in here. Woohoo. Okay. Is there anything? Yeah. Can you come back another night?
Okay, I
um,
can do that.
Like in the
What?
I
Okay,
guess
where are we at? I'll have to pull my calendar up.
in the first.
Wednesdays are better for me because I'm like it's in the middle of the week because I have meetings and I'm out visiting
Well,
people
why don't we
in their
plan
homes
after
during the week.
the first week of March?
Okay.
That'll give you enough time to get settled in and caught up, and
Right.
we'll have more questions, of course, by then.
Okay, so let's try to. I also want to try to figure out another way for us to try to track all these people that had called in before. Is there a way that we can, like when they called in, all those folks they were calling in asking questions, or were these?
We can ask people if you called in to give a thumbs up. I mean, on the page or send
if they
an email.
if they filed for Rebuild Florida.
Because some people they just get so bored they don't want to do emails, and some people don't know
best-
how,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah, how
on. They're
can we
all
do
on
that?
Putnam Way, so we can just
The
ask
best
them
way-
to come in and let us know. Hey,
Hey,
I
that's an
registered.
awesome idea. Yeah, do thumbs up.
some people just
thumbs
don't
up.
like doing emails.
The best
so.
way to do it, guys and gals, is
Poll next time she's here.
to go to the
Ah.
go to the IITW radio rebuild at gmail.com. Let Miss Hayes know that you've signed up.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll give her a case number, that way if there's problems that pops up later on, she'll be able to look at the case number and track it back. And this way she'll know how many people, because you guys gals keep sending them to IITWradio at gmail.com.
Right.
That comes into me. Make sure it's at IITW radio, then rebuild at gmail.com.
So
That way she will get them and she will be able to keep track of them.
let me ask you a question about a point that Chris just brought up. Chris, you were talking about a poll. Now, when you do that poll, are you able to do that without other folks being able to see who?
We can set it up before the show.
Well, yeah, but if people see that,
Yeah, but I don't.
Are people going to see who's voting in it though?
Yeah, yeah. So we're trying to figure out a
Also,
way
how many
to be.
people are voting, but not who individually voted.
Right. We don't want to know who did because we want to keep the confidentiality flowing. So
I
we're
think
just trying to gauge how many people are we getting to sign up.
I think the best way is for them just to contact you at the rebuild floor or my ITW radio rebuild
Right.
at
Yeah,
gmail.com.
I think that'd be too because I'm.
But what about the folks that don't have computers and the ones that are not like that? So that's why I'm just trying to figure out a way. I mean, I
If they
keep
go to
calling
the
the
Sunoco,
DEO.
If they go to the Sunoco, we'll write your number on the bathroom wall.
No, see, that's why I was like, wait, stop, don't give out that number, because I know you would do that.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I
that
wouldn't.
was only for St. John's.
And
people.
Travis, I know people.
We got his number too.
Yeah. I know people, Travis. Don't do
make-
it.
Don't
Say
make
it
me
isn't so.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I have Cletus show up the way.
Oh no, listen. I'll be
Valentine's
running.
Day's right around the corner, Travis. We got something special for you. So
Listen, I mooned a bunch of guys up in Tallahassee one time at a meeting at Congress.
Oh my God! You know we're all going to get arrested being around
I
this
see.
guy.
I hear a singing telegram coming in for Valentine's.
No, if there's ever a thing that breaks out, just they'll focus on me. Trust me,
I'm
you've
gonna
got plenty of time
run.
to get
I'm gonna
away.
run. I don't know him.
Stay as far away from Travis.
I
as
don't know
possible.
him. I'm just going to say he's one of my clients. I'm trying to help.
Don't get me.
Don't hold me
He's
accountable.
one of my special needs clients.
Yeah.
The only time you have to worry is when my sister comes down, when her and I are in Walmart or any place we get thrown out. But you
Yes.
put my sister, Lee, Tammy, and myself in any situation, any place, it's trouble. Somebody's going to jail.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's always good to try to find the laughter and find the light,
Yeah.
in the situations that everybody's in right now. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. I'm here. I'm willing to do everything and anything, in order to help out. Thanks for your kind words that you
I
said
really
earlier.
mean it. I want
really
people to
appreciate
truly
that.
feel, because it's really hard to trust people with that much personal information. And the people
Right.
that spoke with you this evening, you know, we were there with you, and I'll tell you what, you eased their mind and made them really feel like, you know, you really do care.
Oh,
And that's what I
thank
want these
you.
people to understand, is she's not about, you know, getting a number, and she's not about, you know, the government. She is about you. She's about here to help you get what you need, so your family and your kids are in a better situation. Their health is more important to her than anything else in the world.
Right.
And your livelihood is more important. She wants to see you guys strive and not, you know,
Well,
suffer.
thank you
So-
for that. That's very humbling. And listen, please don't use bleaching water. I know we're jumping all over the page tonight. We're hoping that everybody had a good time. We were able to give you a lot of great information, but do not use bleaching water on your home.
No, I'm going to put the thing up for concrobium.
What
for you.
concrobium?
No.
I'm gonna put
Yeah.
it for you.
Are you going to do it?
Yes.
Well, with that, I think we're all going to get out of here tonight. So I'm
We
going to give
are.
my closing thing here. Thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
for
on,
having
Miss
me. I
Helen.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, take care.
Okay, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. But at the end of the day, you know, we joke around a lot and we try to have a good time. The seriousness of the situation is there's still a lot of families that are in dire needs. There's still a lot of kids that are living in homes and in situations that aren't healthy for the kids. There's elderly that are living in situations that aren't healthy. At the end of the day, this country was founded on people helping each other. And that's what you need to do. Help us get the word out about this program. And it's a great program. And I can get on here and joke around, but the seriousness of it is that on March 29th, this particular program is going to end. And when it does, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And that's, once you know something, you know it. If you don't help your neighbor out, your fellow citizens, we're all one nation. There is no black and white. We're U.S. citizens. We're all neighbors of one person under God here. And what you need to do is help us get the word out. These programs do not come around very often. It's not very often that the government gets together and says, okay, let's do this. And organizations do this. Normally it'll be one or two getting helped out. This is a time when you can get it done and get it done now. But I want to thank you guys and gals for listening tonight. Remember to respect your veterans. Always honor them. When you see a young man in Walmart or anyone on the street in his fatigues, walk up and thank them for their service. You see a veteran with a hat on, or you know somebody that served in the service, thank them for their service. We want to send our hearts and prayers out to the officer that was killed this morning up in New York. Some idiot walking out with a fake gun, robbing a place. Our hearts and souls go out to this family, to our law enforcement. Make sure you respect them. Don't tell your kids, oh, I'm going to go over and tell the cop to arrest you if you don't behave. No, don't tell them that. That only puts fear and instills fear. Our volunteer firefighters and our first responders, these ladies and gentlemen, don't get but about $4 to $8 a call. Make sure to walk up and thank them. Drop them off a roll of toilet paper at the firehouse, a bottle of water, some Slim Jims, whatever you can do to help these people out. I want to thank you guys and gals for listening. We will be back on here Friday night to talk about Fort Gates. And I want to thank Miss Helen for coming in tonight. And I hope you guys have learned something. I know I have. We will see you on Friday night at 7:30, I believe.
Well, also
Who's
Travis,
closing out tonight?
It's going to be Kurt Fortmeyer, isn't it? Okay. Snuggling with my demons. But also, Travis, we need to give a good shout out to Bill Lazar for the program.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. And also, I got to give out my shout outs to Mama B, Miss Debbie, all you guys and gals that are listening, Annette, Audrey, my partner in crime, Tammy, Lee, all you guys and gals for being on here. We love you, and we will see you Friday night back here. I'm out. Enjoy
night,
the music, and remember to keep it local. Advertise the people that are putting up. They do that to help out. And thank you, Matt and Luann from Satsuma Produce. You guys kick butt. Okay, we're out. Have a good evening. It's Fort Kurt Myers, Struggling with My Demons. It's a funny song. I love this song.
I'd been that good guy way too long, followed every rule, holding back instead of acting like a full-grown fool. When bad intentions came to call, I firmly stood my ground, till one day I said, screw it all, and I turned my life around. Yeah, I told my better angels they could go piss up a rope, not come back unless they brought a sack of killer dope. I'm smoking packs of cigarettes and drinking quarts of beer, snuggling with my demons, and I kinda like it here. my comfort food. And from time to time I take a pill to elevate my mood. I'm coveting my neighbor's ass and things that I can't have. I bathe myself in misery like it's medicated sad. Since I told my better angels they could go piss up a road, not come back unless they brought a sack of killer dope. I'm smoking packs of cigarettes and drinking quarts of beer, snuggling with my demons, and I kinda like it here. As long as I got gas to burn, I won't hit the brakes, 'cause I've still got a lot to learn from my own mistakes. I told my better angels they could go piss up a road, not come back unless they brought a sack of killer dope. I'm smoking packs of cigarettes and drinking quarts of beer, snuggling with my demons, and I kinda like it here. Yeah, I'm snuggling with my demons, and I kinda like it here. It's a real nice place. I kinda like it here. I don't care what Mama said. Intervention? What are you talking about? Hey, are you going near the refrigerator?